They are a deadly cocktail of wind and water. They can wipe out entire towns and swallow islands whole. The military even tried to turn them into weapons.
These people are like kids down in the basement with a chemistry set. Let's mix these things together and see what happens.
There's one on Jupiter that could swallow the Earth twice. They may have helped kill off the dinosaurs. And scientists say they're getting stronger.
You can't run, you can't hide.
Find out what it's like to ride one out.
The house is coming apart.
And which major city will be hit next.
It's another sitting duck, like New Orleans.
Find out everything you need to know about hurricanes. It's the hurricane catastrophe experts fear most. A Category 4 slams into a major American city. A storm surge 3 stories high washes through downtown. Tall buildings rain millions of shards of glass onto streets below. Thousands are dead, and more will die because high winds and floodwaters have cut off all access in or out of the city. This is not New Orleans or Miami, but New York City. A disaster like this is going to happen. It's just a question of when. Most New Yorkers think hurricanes only hit places with palm trees. But 9 hurricanes have struck New York State in the past century. In 1938, a storm originally forecast to blast Miami hitched a ride north via the jet stream. It barreled up the coast at twice the speed of an average hurricane.
They move much more quickly because they're caught up in the jet stream, which lies through northern latitudes. It's like putting a hurricane in a fast-moving river of air and whisking it along.
When it finally slammed into Long Island on September 21st, 1938, it had become the fastest-moving hurricane in history, earning the nickname the Long Island Express. The eye just missed New York City, but 100-mile-per-hour winds still managed to set the Empire State Building swaying as much as 4 feet. As it continued north, the Long Island Express killed 600 people, the deadliest hurricane to hit the Atlantic coast in the 20th century. Why is New York City so vulnerable? Simple geography.
New York City is another sitting duck, like New Orleans. Not because it's below sea level, but because of the way that the Long Island Sound would act to channel the ocean water coming in and build that water up into a very, very large storm surge.
We will get abnormally high surge. We will get surges characteristic of Category 4s for a 2 if the conditions are right. The right angle junction is a killer.
So, what are the chances?
In geology, we say if it happened before, it's possible to happen in the future. And if it happened a long time ago, it's probably going to happen very soon.
A major hurricane hits New York roughly once every 75 years. The next one is on its way. And when it arrives, the Big Apple is going to have big problems. Like evacuating 8 million people. New York's Office of Emergency Management estimates that evacuating 1 million people would take 18 hours. Remember the Long Island Express? That storm traveled from North Carolina to New England in just 6 hours. Then there's the very real risk that most New Yorkers won't do as they're told.
That's where I think people are going to die in inordinate numbers because they're not going to listen to the people that tell them to move or do something.